Hi everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. I'm Chris. I just want to say a massive thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. I'm really happy with how the channel's progressing. There's been a few new subscribers over the last week or two, so welcome to any new subscribers. I hope you enjoy your time here. And if you're just finding this channel for the first time and this is the first of my videos that you're watching, if you enjoy it, please do consider subscribing. Okay, on with the video. Today, we're going to have a look at a few clones. Stay tuned to FM. Armani Code Profumo was featured on my channel quite a bit recently. First of all, I just want to say that it's a really nice bottle to toss in the air and catch. It's just weighted really nicely, it just seems to work really well, so I just keep doing it in videos. I don't know why, I just feel the need to do it. Let's go for a double. Upside down. There we go. So I love this juice. I picked it up recently in a January haul. If you've not seen that video, that's just up here. And over the last few weeks, I've become really familiar with this fragrance. I'm really enjoying it. I've done a review on this as well, so you can also see that. Just click up here if you haven't seen that one. I was interested in clones and if any clones could replicate the experience that Armani Code Profumo gives you. Not necessarily for me, because I've got quite a bit of this stuff now. I've got also a travel size, a 15mm travel size, but I wanted to do it for anyone out there who is thinking that they might quite like this juice, but potentially maybe it's a little bit expensive or you weren't sure. So I'm going to give you some information today on some clones and let you know if they are as good as the original. As you know, I'm a big advocate of Perfume Parlor. I love their clones, so I picked up their clone of Code Profumo. Here's the bottle. A little bit smaller than Code Profumo, so not quite as easy to toss. It's not quite as well weighted. So if bottle tossing is something that's important to you when owning or buying a fragrance, then perhaps you may want to consider the original. So the Perfume Parlor Code Profumo it's really nice. To be honest, to my nose, it's an exact match. If you were interested in buying Code Profumo and you perhaps didn't want to pay the higher designer prices, then in terms of how it works off my skin, I can vouch for the fact that it's the same. So it works the same on my skin. The opening is the same. You get that lovely kind of orangey, juicy vibe underpinned nicely by the leather. And it's a nice, quite sweet, but sophisticated fragrance. So it's versatile, it works well for all ages and for all occasions. I've mentioned that in numerous other videos that I've made talking about Code Profumo. So the Perfume Parlor version is an excellent choice, so I can highly recommend that one. I've recently discovered a new clone house, or at least new to me. A company called QPS contacted me and asked me if I was interested in comparing their Profumo to the original, so here I am doing just that. QPS stands for Quality Perfume Scents. They don't have a website at the moment. You can buy on eBay, so you could just search for Quality Perfume Scents or QPS on eBay. They do also have an Instagram page, so I'll leave their Instagram name in the description down below, and it has contact details on there so you can make some purchases that way as well. QPS, amazing code. How does this one compare to the original and to the Perfume Parlor version? I've been wearing all the three fragrances side by side just for some testing. I've worn them all individually, I've also worn them side by side. This is another great clone. There's a lot of great clones coming out at the moment, and it's quite scary how easily these companies seem to be able to replicate the scents of designer scents and niche scents. I think they're using a process called gas chromatography, which reverse engineers a fragrance. It separates the molecules, it tells them what molecules are in, and then all they have to do is build that fragrance back up with exactly the same molecules, and hey presto, they end up with the same scent. So I think that's how they do it. I think that's how they get these fragrance clones so close. So again, to my nose, amazing code is a spot-on interpretation of Armani Code Profumo. There we go. Yeah, still not as good to toss as the original, so yeah, that's something that's quite common with these clones. That is something, in all seriousness, that when you are buying the original, you are buying the whole package and presentation, so you are getting that beautiful bottle. If you're a collector of fragrances, or when you have a fragrance you like to have that really nice bottle on your shelf for that prestige factor, then perhaps it's worth considering the originals. Both QPS and Perfume Parlor are great interpretations of Armani Code Profumo, so really good options if you were thinking of just getting the scent itself for a really cheap price. In terms of the prices, they're pretty similar, Perfume Parlour and QPS. For 30ml of fragrance, you're looking at between £13 and £15, depending on which fragrance you buy. Some are just a touch more expensive than others. But both Perfume Parlour and QPS, great options if you want to replicate Code Profumo. QPS also sent me their interpretation of Dior Sauvage, and again, yeah, I'm really impressed. It's exact, it smells the same as Sauvage Eau de Toilette. Their version is called Savage. It's not savage at all, it's very pleasant, but I can see where they get the name from. So QPS could be a great option for purchasing your clones. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give these two fragrances away. I already have a lot of Profumo, I already have a lot of Sauvage, so I can part with these. If you'd like to win both these fragrances, it will be one winner that wins both. All you need to do is make sure you're subscribed, like and leave a comment down below, and I will send these out to you. I will pick a random winner from the comments. You could be the lucky winner of these two great interpretations of Code Profumo and Dior Sauvage. Whilst we're on the subject of clones, I thought it might be a nice opportunity for me to share my views on clones, how I feel about them, and whether I feel they have a place in the fragrance world. If you've seen any of my earlier videos, you'll know that I'm a big fan of Perfume Parlor. They were the company that allowed me to sniff a lot of different fragrances. They allowed me to try many different categories of scents, to try scents with lots of different notes. So I got to explore all these different facets and nuances of fragrances. The way that I use clones is that I'll buy a lot of them at any one time of scents that I'm really interested in. I will try them all out and I will decide which ones I really like. If I do really like one, then I may buy a full bottle or a partial bottle of the original version of that. I prefer doing it that way. I do like going into department stores and sniffing, that's great fun, but it only gives you just the tip of the iceberg of what a fragrance is. Fragrances are designed to work on skin, not on paper. They're designed to develop with the warmth of skin. They evolve, they have top notes, middle notes and base notes, and there's a reason for that, because the fragrance releases those notes over time. Just to go and have a sniff on a piece of paper in a department store really isn't giving you the full experience of what that fragrance is. Clones will do that. I tend to buy smallish bottles and it will give me many wearings of a fragrance, so I can really decide if it's a fragrance that I love. And if I do love it, I'll buy the original bottle. If I just want to wear a fragrance that I love casually and I don't want to necessarily drain any of the juice in the original bottle, I'll use the clone. If it's just day-to-day casual fragrance wearing, then I'll use the clone. And when special occasions come around, it's nice to actually use and spray from the original bottle that you've spent a lot of money on. But that way, that stops the juice level from depleting too quickly from your fragrances. But with the clones, you can still really enjoy the scents that you like as often as you want. I do feel like there's a bit of a negative aspect to clones. Take Aventus for example. The scent profile of Aventus has been cloned and copied that many times that when you go out there and if you smell someone wearing that, you don't know if they've spent £5 on that scent or £200. Some scents haven't yet been successfully cloned. My current favourite scent is Roger Parfum's Enigma. I've done a little video on clones of Enigma up here. Personally, I feel Enigma has not been successfully cloned. I really love the complexity of that scent, I love the depth, and I love the character and the experience that Enigma gives me, and no clone has yet offered me that same experience. It's a little bit annoying that I can't just go out there and buy a cheap clone of a fragrance that I love so much, but on the other hand, I do quite like it. I quite like the fact that when I have saved up the money and I do own a bottle of Enigma, that it will sit there on my shelf and I will know that it's unique. I will have that lovely prestige feeling of knowing I own a unique scent. If I go out there and smell anyone else wearing Enigma, then I'll know that they've probably spent quite a lot of money on it as well. There must be something in the blending, in the composition that makes it a little bit more complex, harder to clone, and I hope it remains that way, and I hope there's other fragrances that that just can't be cloned as well, because I think it's nice to have some fragrances that, for the people who love to own unique scents, love to spend their money and spend money on collecting fragrances, it's nice for those people that they can spend a lot of money on the fragrances and know that their money is justified, and that they don't meet someone in the supermarket that says, oh, are you wearing Enigma? How much did it cost you? £300? Oh, it cost me £5. So it avoids that situation. So there are my thoughts on clones. I'd love to know your thoughts as well. Please leave some comments down below. Let's get a conversation going. Please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. to enable notifications, and until next time, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good.